Warning, the views and beliefs in the following program does not reflect the views of Boom Broadcasting. We give full creative control to our creators and do not believe in cancel culture. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. It's the Nightcap. Viewer discretion is probably advised for tonight.
Live from the MOWM studio, Boom Broadcasting presents The Nightcap. And your host of The Nightcap, mouthing off with Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Nightcap here on Boom Broadcasting, hosted by yours truly. I am the Mike that likes to mouth off. I am, in fact, mouthing off with Mike. And of course, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, it is an expanded Nightcap here for Raw because it is the Raw after WrestleMania. If you couldn't read or if you haven't, been up to date with professional wrestling. We had WrestleMania last night, Sunday night, WrestleMania Saturday night, the night before that. We are in a full-blown WrestleMania post-week, and we have some of my favorites wrestling content creators and content creators here on the Nightcap, starting off here with the Devastator. He is the host of Derrick's Wrestling Toys and Tees here on YouTube. Next up, of course, I've got two Boom Broadcasting brothers here. I've got the host of Wrestling of Destiny, and it stinks TV and movie review show, Shawn, and of course he is the man that likes to hit quick. He is the host of Quick Hits. That is Shannon Smith. That's Podcast Mini. Fellas, how the hell are you tonight on this fine Monday night?
Doing good.
Doing great. Great to be with the Boom Brethren here. I'm just enjoying myself so far. So thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely.
It's been a minute, man.
Yeah.
Been too
cool.
long, fellas.
Yeah.
I've been in the trenches. I've seen a couple things this past weekend here in Las Vegas.
Oh, I bet.
I'm
sure. Yeah.
Certainly seen some things. I've certainly done some things.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Hey, we ain't judging. No judging. No judgment here.
Unfortunately, like Cody had said on the kickoff show, unfortunately, everything that does in fact happen in Vegas does not in fact stay in Vegas for your boy here, MOWM, because it seemed like everywhere I turned, WWE had a camera in my face. I'm not complaining, fellas. I'm not complaining. We got some free publicity here for Boom Broadcasting and MOWN. What happens in Vegas, so I hear. No, so I hear. That's what I've been hearing. Let's go. Welcome into the show here, Virgo. ZWC, I guess Monday has now become Rusev Day. Well, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
I'm happy to see. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Logan James in the building. He's happy to see Julia back in her Stardom heel version. This is the Julia. Becky Lynch joins Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman and Braun Breaker. And Leo Vaccaro is joining Roman Reigns and CM Punk. Oh, baby, Logan, you've got a lot of thoughts today.
Man, Logan.
I love it.
Wow.
Logan wastes no time. He wastes no time.
Logan said, we're coming in here, and I'm hitting you guys.
He's coming hot, man. He's smoking already.
I like it.
I mean, it was 420 yesterday. You know what I'm saying? He was smoking all right.
Yep, good call.
Oh man, you guys are commenting here. Roughshod Stocks, what's up, man? Welcome into the night.
That's my brother, Roughshod. What's up, man?
Thanks for coming out and hanging out with us here. Vegas Mike.
Vegas Mike. You know what, Mike? I was just thinking, since you were in Vegas, I was thinking you might come back with one of those Elvis jumpsuits on.
Yes.
TSA confiscated it from me.
Oh no!
You know, jumping that nigga in Viva Las Vegas.
That's crazy.
just glad he didn't come back with a bad suntan and poker chips. That's what I'm glad.
I came back a little bit lighter in the bank account and with a bunch of wrestling merch that I didn't need. So yeah, so I guess yes, a little bit of the same.
There you go.
Dirty Dom, or at least the mannequin form, got the MOWM run this weekend.
Yeah.
You tore that man's head
That's all
up.
it took, folks.
You tore the man's head up, and next thing you know, he became Intercontinental Champion.
Hey.
There you go.
He gave him motivation in the match.
Hey, there you go.
You're welcome, Dom. I got
you. Oh, man.
Oh my goodness, fellas! It's always great coming on the Nightcap here. Tom and Nick, Dirty Dom sucks. No, Virgo.
Well, there you go.
Dirty Dom is the goat here. Mike put those WrestleMania tickets on firm.
Oh no!
Wow, Wayne,
that right there. That right there.
I would have put.
Oh my goodness!
My casino wins. To buy those WrestleMania tickets, but I put red. The wheel said black. Now I'm down 200. What can I do? I said you heard me in the prediction video, folks. If you guys watch the predictions, I said put it all on red, baby. I put it all on red.
Yep.
And I still am now in $30,000 in credit card debt. When they call, I tell them I can't pay it back yet. Credit card debt. Listen.
Yeah. Wow.
Hit that like button. It's free, folks. Got to do what you got to do, man.
That's
Yeah.
That's not true.
Yes,
That's the truth, man.
So should we get to some professional wrestling action? Should we start off here with the big event that was just looming here, that just took place? WrestleMania 41 is in the books. What did you think, commenters? And of course, let's start off here, just because he's right here at the top of my screen. What did you think, Podcast Mini, about WrestleMania 41?
Well, the quick hit I have for WrestleMania 41 is that it's very hard to go up against the prior WrestleMania. So I understand the slow build to WrestleMania 41 because we were still fan of flames for WrestleMania 40. We were still recapping and running back WrestleMania 40. And WrestleMania 41 was a slow build, but for a slow build, it was still a good show. We have some stories that are going to be told. And like we always say, for all the new wrestling fans out there, if you're tuning in here, or if you run this back later on, now is the time to join Mouthing Off of Mike, Derrick the Devastator, and the Professor Shawn Lucas, and watch professional wrestling. Professional wrestling is the ultimate gentleman sport.
I love it. I love it, Shannon. I can always count on a solid quick hit here. So as you guys heard me earlier say in the intro, each one of these incredible panelists here have their own shows. Shannon is the host of Quick Hits here on Boom Broadcasting. So there you go. There's his WrestleMania quick hit for you. Now, Shawn has a show called It Stinks, which is a TV and movie review show. And he's going to tell you straight up what's good, what's bad, and what downright stinks. So Shawn, WrestleMania is in the books. What did you think? What stunk to you?
Well, you know what mouth off with Mike, but I would never say he stinks because I believe. So that 7's not going to stink in my hearts because I believe in Joe Hendry, TNA champ on TV on Mania. That was big, so that didn't stink. But what stuck to me about Mania was one guy left off the card who we'll be talking about later on in the show, Karrion Kross or Killer Kross, not being on Mania night 1, night 2.
In his home city.
In his home city where he cut his teeth right there, wrestling those armories, wrestling in those high schools, wrestling those National Guard armories, learning the trades of the craft to get him to WWE. And then you don't even let him win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal on Friday night. And when he's eliminated, the whole crowd boos at not him, at WWE for the hometown guy not winning. That's what stunk about WrestleMania. Karrion Kross being left off the program really the entire weekend.
That's a great point to bring up
Great
here,
point, yeah.
Shawn. Absolute massive point. Cross being involved in the AJ Styles Logan Paul match was his little cameo, in the show, being in Vegas and everything, which I thought was, at least he showed up, right? When he popped up, you guys watched. The crowd went absolutely ballistic. The crowd tonight went ballistic when he popped up on the television screens. And Friday night, as we heard Shawn say, they booed when he was eliminated from the Andre the Giant Battle Memorial. And last night, Karrion Kross had a full-out crash out. So just to kind of piggyback off of that.
Sure did.
In this case, Kross was referencing the man in the suit, can go F himself, right?
Yeah.
Fellas, a promo like that from Karrion Kross definitely has to raise his stock. Derrick, where do you think Karrion Kross's stock is now coming out of WrestleMania? Do you think Triple H and the powers that be will see that and say, okay, let's work with him?
They really need to, because ever since Karrion Kross did his little vignettes, they were so spot on. I mean, you just can't even imagine the thought process that Karrion Kross is thinking, especially when he's behind the scenes watching all this happening. And to have that, Triple H need to, Paul, please pull the trigger on Karrion Kross.
Absolutely, Derrick. Absolutely. I know the commenters, I know you guys are probably chomping at the bit here to kind of get your words off when it comes to Karrion Kross. Travis Scott stinks. Let's just get it out of the way.
Oh, don't get me started on Travis Scott. Don't you get me started on him.
Woo.
He just need to just sing his theme song for WrestleMania and sit his butt down.
They said that
Seriously.
I was reading something. It said 10 years from now, when we're telling other people about that's just getting into pro wrestling about John Cena, how good he was on number 17, when somebody asks, who was that guy in the ring? You got to say that's some rapper that was hot at the time that this was going on, never heard from again.
Yeah.
He only had like a couple licks to Cody.
Right.
That was it. I mean, and what's that? What is that?
That was it. I mean, we don't. I get that. Sports is a business.
Right.
Business. You gotta add what's hot. You gotta be popular. You gotta get that in there. But yet and still, you gotta get with the craft. I don't want to be the grumpy old fan. I don't want to be that. But with that being said, still, you got to go with what works. The wrestling is what you're doing. That's
right.
what you got.
Yeah.
You got to focus on that. So, I mean, I think that's where, the business aspect comes into it. Leave the business to the business people. Go out there, perform, do the show. The wrestling is what the people came for, not some guy who's going to be here today and gone tomorrow.
Yep, absolutely.
Doug, I mean, is it even believable to see Travis Scott in a ring with like a guy like Cody Rhodes, a guy like John Cena?
No.
To me, it's like
No.
Cody even having to entertain what he had to entertain in that match with this whole Travis Scott angle. To me, as a professional wrestler, I feel like that's worse than Karrion Kross, saying about how AJ losing to Logan is like legitimizes Logan as a wrestler because of how good AJ is. I think that, for me personally, kind of hurts Cody a little bit, because Cody has to cater to Travis Scott in a massive WrestleMania main event. And we could spend the entire episode here dissecting just the main event here of WrestleMania. So I guess the question remains here, Shawn. Was Travis Scott what stunk at WrestleMania, or was there something else?
That was definitely the top one. Besides Karrion Kross not being on the show, that was definitely the top thing. Travis Scott should have not been nowhere near the main event. If you're going to have him there, do the old spot that he did. Pull the ref out, that's it.
Yeah.
Do that spot. That's the safest spot for any celebrity that brings in their entourage. Or if you got a guy like that coming in, a safe spot, you don't get involved with the ring, you piss off the fans because we're like, wow, Cody could have the 3 count. That no good. Travis Scott pulled the ref out. So, that definitely was the stinker of the entire show.
I have to agree. I think big miss. We got to stroke that algorithm. We're always trying to stroke that algorithm here. Say his name and he appears. Joe Hendry, moment of the weekend for me. Yeah, Virgo. I mean, if you want to see
Agreed.
my live
Agreed.
reaction of this, Virgo, you can go check it out on my social medias at MOWM_podcast. I went absolutely nuts. Very funny about this is that, I'm recording it, just to kind of, do the reaction. We got to, always make it content, right? So I'm like, we're sitting there recording and I'm like, okay, who's it going to be? And I'm like, oh, please let it be Aldis, and then there's a Scottish guy behind me. Like literally the row behind me, and you hear him say
Joe Hendry. Yeah.
and you see me kind of put that, like register that, and I'm like, oh shit. And
You
then
said his name.
Mrs. You
He
had
said his
mouthing
name.
off with
He said
Mike
it,
over here
you
on the side, and she's like, oh, that's a hot take. And then here he is. Say his name,
and he appears.
Shout out to that Scottish fan that's sitting behind me at WrestleMania Night 2. I hope you're doing well. I hope you made it home safe. If you're still in Vegas, man, I hope you're somehow watching this and tell us that it was you so we can give you your credit. Because you said his name and
He appeared.
He appears.
He did it.
Who else gave Braun Breaker 129.2% chance of becoming the new Paul Heyman guy?
You know what?
Can't wait to break that one.
I thought about that too. So I was like, yeah, I know something brewing about that one.
Or spearing them both in the span of 5 minutes. Wayne, the commish, night 1 main event, fantastic. Dom getting his moment, women's triple threat match, and the street fight was the highlights for me. I agree to all of those. Those were all certified, in my personal opinion, WrestleMania moments that we had. So I liked it. With this crossover between WWE and TNA, you got to have AJ Styles' final match, whenever that may be, in TNA, possibly a Bound for Glory. What do you think about that, Derrick? TNA?
You know what? I think that would be a capper. That would be a great send-off for AJ to be in Bound for Glory for TNA. Because if you think about TNA, AJ Styles is one of the cornerstones of TNA back in when it started. So I mean, that would definitely be a great send-off for AJ if he comes to Bound for Glory for sure.
Absolutely. Shannon, what do you think about this? AJ Styles' last match taking place in a TNA ring, whenever that may happen.
Oh, he's got to do it. I mean, because when TNA was, just jumping out there, they invested in AJ Styles and they pushed AJ Styles, and AJ Styles became what he was because of where he came from. You wouldn't have seen him with Bullet Club. You wouldn't have seen him in a WWE ring if it wasn't for his time in TNA and being built as a legit champion, as a guy. I think it would be a disservice if he didn't do it. But it's going to happen. I think that AJ's that type of dude that he would do that, and they would welcome him back with open arms. Why not?
Okay. Yeah. Shawn, last but certainly not least, what are your thoughts on this here? AJ Styles TNA final match?
Most definitely, AJ has to finish it in TNA, just like Jericho has to finish it in WWE. When he decides to hang up and have that last match. Those two got same thing with Matt and Jeff. They are known for TNA. If they want to finish it in WWE or TNA, they kind of get the pass because they're known in both of them. But AJ definitely has to end it in TNA. That's where he cut his teeth at. That's what made me become an AJ Styles fan. Watch those feuds with Bully Ray with Aces and Eights back on a pay-per-view back then.
TNA.
I truly enjoyed that.
That was an underrated rivalry there. Yeah,
it was. And AJ, to me, when I was watching him in TNA, when I first came across him with the main event Mafia, he was going against them. To me, he was like my RVD. I had RVD when I was young. So watch out, like this is the new RVD right here.
Oh yeah,
definitely he needs to finish TNA. That's where he was known for.
Yes, absolutely.
I like the concept of that. I would like for him to at least, I would like for him to have a final match in TNA, but I think his final match should, in my personal opinion, take place at WrestleMania. I'd love to see WWE let him go to TNA. I mean, it seems like WWE's working with just about anybody now. Obviously, we know the acquisition of AAA, from Mexico. So, we have Worlds Collide June 7th. All this news broke over the weekend here. So I'm not going to rehash it. I'm sure, all the viewers have heard it. I would not be surprised if maybe they let, this is going to be a crazy sentence. You know where I'm going to go with this. I would not be surprised in the least bit if WWE said to AJ, hey, Well, let's go to New Japan for one more.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
One more
Okay.
match in New Japan.
That'll
One
be
more
cool.
match in TNA. One more match in WWE. And he covers all his bases. He never went to AEW, so that's you don't have to worry about that. That
There
would
you
never
go.
even happen to begin with. So I could very
Right.
well see if WWE is willing to play ball. They're playing ball with the other Japanese wrestling promotion out there. Noah,
Yep.
I could see maybe they let him play a little ball here. Shinsuke's done it a few times.
Yes.
In
Oh,
the
sure.
Triple H era, that's
Absolutely.
going to happen. Triple H is more lenient to letting talent, go back to those places. You saw it this weekend with the GCW stuff with Natty and all that.
Oh,
Harry
yes.
Potter with GCW.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Triple H is way more
I love
open.
that version of Natty. I love that version because I'm saying you, that right there, her version on a blood sport. I'm telling you, she is a pure wrestler, hands down,
That's
because
it.
it's in her blood. So
yeah, I can see it happen. Like he's definitely open to letting talent, jump around a little bit. That's one thing about it that I truly appreciate. I told my co-worker today, we asked about Joey Hendry. He said, "Who's this guy?" I said, "If Vinnie Mac was still running the program, you wouldn't even dare see Joe Hendry,
No.
even in the crowd."
Yep, you said it. Yep.
And now you got TNA heavyweight champ in the Royal Rumble and in Mania. So
here's the crazy part about that, to piggyback off that, not to interrupt you. The crazy part about that whole situation, if Vinnie Mac was in charge, people who had signs or anything of Joe Hendry probably would have had them confiscated at the door.
Yeah,
of course.
That's the kicker
true.
there. There's so many different levels to this. Rick 8-Bit, he called Becky. It's a good call. It's a good call. We're gonna talk about that. Travis Scott would have just put his foot on the rope, whatever. Play his theme and let him stand face to face with the champ. Just sickening to the wrestlers who didn't make the show. There's a lot that could be said about that win. And I still hate that he lost to Paul.
Yeah.
A part of my my wrestling soul took off that night at the Allegiant Stadium. I watched it kind of like just a piece of it broke off for me when the 3 count hit, and I watched it just transcend up into the sky of Las Vegas, and I was like, "Oh, that sucked." Anyway. So
and the Maverick grabbed it.
And Maverick grabbed it.
Just like he grabbed that drone. He grabbed it.
Yeah, if I was losing a part of my soul, I would have given it to The Rock. Maybe I would have got floor seats or something.
A little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So we highlighted some quick hits. We highlighted what stunk and what the stink was at WrestleMania, and it wasn't the fans. I was there. Pretty good usage of deodorant, guys. I'm very proud.
Good.
As you heard, Derrick is the host of Derrick's Wrestling Toys and Tees. So I'm sure over the last couple of days, he's probably seen some cool merch, some cool moments that may have happened. So Derrick, what stuck out to you over the last week of WrestleMania? Any cool tees, toys, moments that you saw take place?
All right, I'm really loving the reveals of the figures that came out on on Fridays and on during the weekend, and I gotta talk to my boy Ethan Page because I tried to get one of his shirts off WWE shop, and I try to support you, Mike. I really did, but they don't have my size anymore. That just stinks. I'm saying, no. It does. That's another thing you added that. So I really got to talk to my boy. But it's good to see Ethan doing his thing, and like I said, they had some really cool stuff this weekend. I mean, a lot of good figures that came out, and I'm so excited about what they're planning on. Oh, and especially the new Penta Mattel figure. That is a good one right there. I can't wait to get that one. That is going to be a hot seller. I can tell you right now.
Oh, absolutely. I also saw that Cody and Pharaoh are getting their own.
Oh, yes. The 2-pack. The 2-pack, yes.
Randy and Cody are getting the WrestleMania entrance.
That too.
Next, coming out this year with Ringside Collectibles. So which one out of those two are you leaning more towards the Cody and Pharaoh finish the story figure set, or are you looking for the Brandy Cody WrestleMania entrance from 40 figure set? What do you think is going to be the bigger of the two?
Oh, that's a good one. I'm probably going to go with. I can always get Brandy, but I got to get Pharaoh because I'm not sure if they're going to have another another Pharaoh figure like that again. So I'm going with Cody and Pharaoh.
I like it. I like it. Well, fellas, thanks for doing that here. I wanted to change it up, folks. You know, if you're new to the Nightcap, we always want to keep you on your toes. I know it's late on the East Coast. For me on the West Coast, it's, nice and early. So, I still got some energy. So we'll try to, power through here for these East Coasters. So we've covered some WrestleMania. I'm sure there'll be more coverage with all three of these guys on their own respective shows. I know Shannon's got an episode coming out this week. I'm sure Derrick's got something cooking. Shawn's always cooking. So I'm sure you guys make sure you go check them out on social media. Their handles are on their little taglines here. So we are finally making it here to Monday Night Raw, and we are still in Vegas. And the 17, that's wild to say, 17-time world champion John Cena is kicking off Monday Night Raw. Shawn, what did you think about John Cena's first championship promo?
This was good. And I tell people they didn't like it. Heel Cena, we've been waiting on this for years. We got it. It felt good. I like the way how he made the ring announcer come in and go in that Paul Heyman managerial role by introducing him as the reigning defending champ. He cut a good promo. The fans tried to get under his skin. He didn't let them get to him. He pretty much, when they started saying, "Thank you, Cena," pissed him off to turn him on him again. He just did everything you could want in this opening segment to make you walk away tonight saying, I really want to cheer for the guy, but I don't want to cheer for a guy because he's a jerk. Outstanding work by Cena tonight. I'm telling you, Mike, golfer's clap. Outstanding.
Absolutely. I agree. He gets.
And I was worried because I didn't want him to break Ric Flair's title. I'm an advocate fan for Ric Flair with the title back there, but this Cena right here, I have no problem with him having 17 at all. I think we got a good rest of the year lined up with him as a champ.
Oh, good. Pin that for later on here when we end the show, because it's a good talking point here. Shannon, what did you think about the opening John Cena promo, his first as a 17-time world champion?
I believe that John Cena has been waiting to do this his whole entire life. I mean, this was really, really good. He went true heel form. He's been waiting on this, and you know what? He's cooking right now as a heel. I didn't know he had it in him. It's been 20 some years since he's been a heel, and I'm like, man, can this dude actually really do this? And man, he can. He's been doing a wonderful job with it. I'm liking it. Like Shawn said, we've been waiting for this forever. It got stale. There were people that were booing him when he was a face. They were tired of everything. And then finally, John Cena he snapped. And now everybody's like, well, what happened? And no, y'all done this. This is your fault. It's you. Y'all did this. You done this. And so he's pretty much just letting everybody have it. And you know what? Good. Good for him.
I like it. Derrick, opening segment here tonight. Cena's first championship promo as a 17-time champ. Here, starting off Raw on Netflix. Derrick, what were your big takeaways from this?
I think he was a definitely justified heel because he always said that he does all these things to his fans and they don't give him credit for it. So it's like, it just goes to show you, man, if you push him long enough, he's going to snap. So, and that's what happened.
Absolutely. I really liked here, fellas, when Cena's kind of cutting it, the promo here, and the crowd, starts kind of booing him, and he kind of shuts that right off, and he goes, well, the other night you're booing Cody, last night you're booing Cody, now tonight, you're booing me and you're cheering him. This is the reason why I am doing what I am doing, because of you, like Shannon said. I absolutely think I love John Cena. We all love John Cena. How many rally towels do I got hanging up around me? How many, John Cena, I got the hat. I'm staring at the Vegas hat, on the over here on my floor. I got merch out the ass. We all love John Cena.
Of course.
But
yeah,
obviously as this character, we obviously have to root against them, but at the same time, man, I'm rooting for this because I love this. I mean, we don't need Shannon. You said it on Quick Hits. You said this, and you nailed this, and this is the truest thing anyone has ever said about this John Cena heel turn. John Cena couldn't turn heel this entire time because there was no one that could fulfill his role.
Yep.
Now, Shannon, you said it. You have Cody Rhodes that can fill that role. You have others as well, not just Cody coming up the pipeline that can fulfill that role. So it comes to a point, right, Shannon, where flip the switch. It's time to make the call. He can be a corporate evil scumbag because we have a pure good baby face to lead the face of the company.
Absolutely. And you know what else I like, Mike, about this heel turn? He uses every time we see it with the New Day. I'm using for example. When you get a heel turn, they drop the music, in which the New Day need to drop the music. Cena has that music theme song that we've been singing for 20 years, and none of the color, just black and white John Cena, walk out, handle your business. I thought that whoever did the production for that did it spot on. You didn't change his theme. You kept him the same way. You just changed the attitude. Same guy, same music, just a different attitude with it. I really thought that just gave more prestige to the presentation.
Yep. Sure did.
There's a whole generation of fans who had no idea that Cena started as a heel. The old
Word life.
I'm loving this. Word life, folks.
Nathan Frazier,
yes, sir.
Yeah.
From back when Seth was world champ. Will he be the third man for that Seth group? Put a pin in that one, fellas. But with all bad things, we got to have some good here, folks.
Yes.
We start off Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania with a little RKO out of nowhere, folks.
Woo.
We now know what Backlash's main event will be, ladies and gentlemen. We just transported in the time machine all the way back to 2009 because Randy Orton wants some John Cena.
And add on to that is in Randy's hometown, St. Louis.
Ooh, St. Louis.
St. Louis, baby. We're in the Lou.
Yeah.
Randy Orton, John Cena, World Championship. Oh, baby. 2009. Get it going. Let's eat, baby. I'm hungry. I'm starving.
It's gonna be good.
I want some St. Louis style ribs, and I want Randy Orton as a 15. Is it 16? It would be a 15.
15. Yeah.
Champ. Let's get those numbers. Let's get a little hot potato action here. Why not?
Okay, let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's get it, folks. We got ourselves a WrestleMania rematch tonight. I didn't think this one was gonna take place the night after WrestleMania. I didn't think we were gonna, tap right into the bag of WrestleMania rematches, but women's tag team championships are on the line here. Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria, new women's tag champs from Sunday night, take on Liv Morgan and Raquel, the former champs. And I'm going to go ahead and start off here with a Shawn because as you guys can tell, I still don't have a full voice. So Shawn, take it away.
I felt good about this match. I did not want Liv and Raquel to lose at Mania, but then I understood if you're bringing Becky back, you got to do the title change. It only makes sense. And then I got on my soapbox last night on Twitter and started tweeting out, how can you make Lyra Valkyria a 2-belt champion and you didn't even have her belt, the Intercontinental belt, on the WrestleMania show? So how can you do this? She can't. How's she gonna do double duty? Fight on Monday night for the tag belt and Friday night come fight for SmackDown. If you couldn't put it up there, why do it? But then it made sense when the next match, when I heard them come out and then I seen Liv and Raquel, I looked at everybody else. I said, Liv's going back overnight. They're putting the title back on Liv.
Oh, yeah.
And it was the best thing that happened because Liv deserves it. She's the workhorse of the women's division on Raw. She's held that division down while Rhea was out. She deserves to stay a champ. This is great for her and great for the Judgment Day.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Shawn. Or excuse me, Shawn. Go ahead, Shannon. Take it away.
at first I was like, oh man, they're gonna do a 24-hour reign. They're really gonna do that. But then, you realize that, Becky Lynch came back from WrestleMania. She came back from WrestleMania. You gotta do it. But then again, of course, you gotta set up the heel turn.
That's right.
And so that
Yeah.
was so I was like, when they had the match, I said, oh, I know what's about to happen. She about to turn on Lyra. She's about to be a legit heel, and everybody cheered when she turned heel, which was crazy because they wanted it, because heel Becky, we're gonna get us a heel run of Becky Lynch. Everybody turning heel. I don't know what it is. I think 2025 is like the year for everybody to be like, you know what? This is how I really feel. Screw you guys. I don't know what it is. 2025 is making everybody snap.
There you go.
You got faces turning heel. You got heels turning face.
Yeah.
Everything's all ass backwards, man. We got John Cena, Randy Orton in a match in the year of 2025. I don't know what's going on here. Derrick, so the winners of this match and new now four-time women's tag team champions, Raquel and Liv Morgan, they've got a match tomorrow in NXT against these two, Tatum Paxley and Gigi Dolan.
Okay.
Because these two won their NXT Stand and Deliver #1 contenders tag team elimination match. So they are going to take on Liv and Raquel tomorrow on NXT. Now, before I ask you guys, what do you think about this matchup? Can we just talk about that for the first time in what I would say maybe ever? The women's tag titles have been defended 3 times in the last 72 hours.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Yes.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. This has been the most the women's tag team division has gotten a focus on it in God knows how long. So,
That's
Derrick,
so true.
what do you think about this matchup tomorrow on NXT with Gigi and Tatum and Liv and Raquel?
I think it's gonna be start off a really good tag team championship run, and of course you got a lot of good tag teams from NXT are going at it too. So I mean, if you think about it, NXT their tag team division, women's tag team division is they're coming up. So you got to watch out for them.
I agree. Shannon, what do you think about this matchup here tomorrow for NXT?
Can we just say that NXT's women's division is just like really good?
Yes.
It is so good.
It's stacked.
It is very good. I've been impressed with everybody. Just, I don't think there's anybody on there I don't like. Everybody has been very impressive with the ladder match that we had for the North American Championship. Then we had the #1 contenders match with the Fatal 4-Way. Yeah, the Fatal 4-Way.
Yes. The Fatal 4-Way tag team, yep.
Yeah, 4 tag teams in the ring doing that. That just tells you just how well this division is. So, of course, you're going to have to dig into your tag teams on Raw and SmackDown and have them go in there and say, hey, we have the titles. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's have a free-for-all. We're going to go out there and we're going to put on match after match after match and make this this women's division legit. And they have. So I'm looking forward to it tomorrow. I'm definitely watching.
No, absolutely. It's going to be a good one. We're still in Vegas for NXT. First time they did this NXT post Vegas. Fountain Blue, Shawn, Gigi Dolan, Tatum Paxley, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez. Liv Morgan's first match in NXT since 2017. What are your thoughts?
This is good, and it's the reason why Liv was the PWI Women's Wrestler of the Year. I said it earlier. She's been carrying that division on Raw, and what makes a good tag team is what her and Raquel got. Liv, a face, can talk, can do all the stuff you need her to do. Raquel, the powerhouse. This is a great tag team right here, comparing them like the Booker T, Stevie Ray, Harlem Heat, comparing them to so many other people, the Midnight, the Rock and Roll Express you can think of. They got the X Factor. And to me, it's a good tag team that when you set up another great tag team, they can put them over where you can now say, this is now the tag team that's the threat now. Liv and Raquel should have another long reign with these belts. I think they're rolling the NXT tomorrow night. They go handle their business in Vegas. They play the slot. They hit jackpot and roll out. a fountain with those tag belts.
Yes, sir. Yep.
I like it. I'm torn here on this one. I very well could see them to say, you know what? Let's hot potato and go to Gigi and Tatum just to bring NXT some tag titles for the women, because like Derrick and Shannon said, this women's division is absolutely fucking loaded. This is one of the most loaded women's divisions in professional wrestling right now.
Yeah.
And we haven't even gotten to the point, here where we're talking about some of the NXT women that we saw tonight on Monday Night Raw. So Io Sky took on Stephanie Vaquer, and fellas, I let one of you guys take this away because I damn near had a heart attack when I saw these two face off in the middle of the ring. I said, it's happening.
It's really happening. Yes.
Oh man, and what a better way to do it than after WrestleMania on top of that as well too. I mean, Io, she's so cute. She is so cute when she speaks English and everything. It's the cutest thing in the world. But she's so good in the ring, which that's what makes it so,
man, she's amazing.
That's what makes it so makes her character so different, because she seems like she's just really, really cute. Like, oh, you like her. You get in the ring and she kicks your butt. And so, yeah, nice. I can get behind this. And then Stephanie Valkyrie comes. And she was a two-belt champion at one point in time. She had to give up a title. So, and they made her give it up, and the crowd did not want that to happen. So, and she's really, really good in the ring. And then all of a sudden you have Roxanne Perez in there. You get Julia in the ring. And it's just like, man, I'm like, Derrick, is this really happening?
Yeah,
really?
I'm thinking to myself, what in the NXT takeover is going on?
Yes.
I'm saying.
I don't know if you guys have played any at WWE 2K25, like the My Career mode or anything. There is literally a story in the game, basically, where NXT takes over WWE. All right. And there was also a story in the game where Charlotte and Tiffany, like the whole rivalry is based on Tiffany, like looking up to Charlotte. I mean, doesn't that sound
What we got now?
familiar a little bit, right?
Ooh, yeah.
Art imitating life here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Asuka and Kairi Sane return to WWE. Logan.
That's gonna be good.
Logan.
Yeah.
Logan,
I can't wait for that. I have been posting my appreciation posts of the Kabuki Warriors now on day 57. I am all in on that. I'm all in.
I knew Asuka was gonna come back tonight. I was waiting on it, but I keep waiting. I'll keep waiting.
Listen, Logan, if Asuka and Kairi Sane came back to WWE, like especially tomorrow on NXT, I gotta give you some flowers there, man. I gotta give you some serious props, because, like, I mean, I know Derrick's missing it, because I'm so happy he said that, because I was gonna bring that up, Derrick. I was gonna be like, so Derrick's had the appreciation post here for the Kabuki Warriors going on for quite some time. Asuka and Kairi Sane, man, I hope we get to see them back in the ring.
Yeah.
Very, very, very soon. But Julia, Roxanne, they come out, they attack Stephanie and Io Sky. Mommy Rhea Ripley makes the save here. So does it look like here that Julia and Roxanne have struck some sort of accord? And are they like teaming now? Like the last thing we saw from Roxanne this week was her leaving Cora Jade at ringside.
Yeah.
So Derrick, what do you think? Julia and Roxanne are a team, or is this just mutual dislike?
I think it's a mutual dislike, in my opinion, because I mean they just at their have this mutual alliance for right now, and I truly think it's a mutual dislike of Stephanie Vaquer, in my opinion.
Got it. All right, I like it, Shawn. Mutual dislike, or is there something more?
Mutual dislike, and much as I love Roxanne the Prodigy, why did they have to come out and break up? Arguably, not wrestling, but as we say in Carolina on this side, wrestling type of match he had going on. This was old school textbook storytelling wrestling that I
Matt
enjoy.
Classic right here.
I felt like it was a Saturday night at 6 p.m. watching TBS WCW Saturday night. That's how I felt.
Yes, sir. Oh
And
yeah,
then they came
I love it.
interrupted this great match, but it's just a mutual hatred that they have over Stephanie. But WWE, if you want to try to test the waters with that match, that Evolution, get this one on the card. Get EO
Yes.
and Stephanie
Yes.
on the card. This was a test teaser for us tonight. Give it to us again.
That is what I thought here too. I thought this was a tease of things to come in the future, in the very distant near future. Shannon.
Yes.
Don't you trust that girl? Don't you trust that girl? I mean, for real, because she gonna get you every single time. But it's a mutual dislike, and that's exactly what it is. It's just teasing things to come. We've seen this before, fellas. All of us have. Oh, what would it be like if we had Roxanne Perez, Stephanie Valkyrie, Io Sky, have them all in the ring? What would happen? And guess what? That's what we got. And now everybody's like all teased and hot and bothered and tantalized and all that other stuff. And they're like, oh man, when's it gonna happen? When's it gonna happen? That's what it is. That's how you build. That's what you do. You get the fans thinking, you get people thinking. You're like, hey, we can do it. We have to. If you build it right, they will come.
Right.
It should be. It's long overdue for the ladies to have another evolution.
Yeah.
It's long overdue.
Yes.
It's rumored.
Now.
They're rumored. They keep rumoring. I see rumors every week. Somebody's posting it. Someone on Twitter talking about Evolution 2 is in the works this summer. I'm gonna wait and see.
I'm telling you, we're waiting. We are waiting.
We're waiting patiently.
Play with my emotions. Don't you play with my emotions.
Don't you play with my emotions, Ricky Bobby.
Don't do it.
You're gonna make me active voice. Quit playing games with my heart.
Oh, the Backstreet Boy reference. I can't resist. Can't resist it.
Rumors about Mariah May joining WWE. Oh, Logan.
You've seen the
right
Nightcap
now too many times.
Yes,
what's my motto, Logan?
That is cooking. They said
that
when she first got offered, she didn't want to go. And now, after having that good run with Tony Storm at AEW, she just opened up the purse book even more now that she's asked for a buttload of money. But they said they're ready to drop it to her.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say about that situation is that everyone like, all right, like I've never wrestled. I'm not an aspiring wrestler. I'm not gonna be like, Simon Miller Jr. over here where I start as a podcaster and I end up wrestling a couple matches here and there. Definitely not happening. But like personally in my mind, I would say like if I was a professional wrestler and I grew up and the only company I grew up on was WCW or WWE or both at the time, and then only WWE for however many years that was, I would always probably lean towards wanting to go to WWE because that's who I watched as a kid. I watched, these wrestlers. So I want to be in WWE. I want to be a part of that lineage. But I could also see on the flip side of things with, you need to wrestle. If you're a wrestler, you may not be able to make it to WWE right away in your career. You may have to take the journey less traveled. You may have to be a guy like LA Knight who, strikes an opportunity overnight and becomes an overnight sensation after 15 years. Some people never make it. Some people make it and don't deserve to be in that position. Logan Paul.
Yes.
But the point remains, Mariah May, I'll believe it when I see it. If she debuts, pops up on a SmackDown, a Raw, a premium live event, anything of the sort in the next 3 to 4 months, well, goddamn, this women's division in WWE just got a whole hell of a lot deeper. And Triple H's job, and we're very critical about the women on this show. We know it. Yep. His job just became a whole hell of a lot harder because now you've just added another megastar to your women's division.
Oh
yeah. She comes. I don't think you can put her NXT down. Cover that big feud with Tony. She's got to go straight main roster.
Oh, of course. I mean, That was a hell of a rivalry right there. They did,
It was a
and
damn good rivalry for
I
sure.
mean, is Tony Storm going to make a WWE run sometime? I don't. I hope.
I
In a way,
don't think
I
so.
hope not.
I hope not.
In a way,
I,
I think her gimmick is only made for AEW.
yes.
yes,
I don't think she
agreed.
can get that Thomas Tony Storm over in WWE. But I think in AEW is the perfect place.
Some people are just meant to be with one company, and I think she found her niche with AEW. And I don't think we should really wish it. It was just something for me to tease y'all with, and that's just what it was. But I think that we're all in agreement that she needs to be where she's at right now because it works for her and she has the notoriety. Because sometimes WWE is not the creme de la creme for everybody. You know,
That is true. You're right.
Juice Robinson said he ain't never coming back. And he's pretty much held true with what he said, you know. So I mean, things change overnight, but I doubt it. I would like for her to stay in AEW because she's killing it. Like with timeless Tony Storm, she's killing it. She's shown that she knows where she's at and she belongs.
Oh yeah.
And she's always be considered one of the best female wrestlers as long as she still keeps that gimmick and she still stays relevant. She stays true to her craft. She's always going to be up there. It doesn't matter where she's at.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
I will say, I will add on to that, like kind of like just piggybacking off that. I mean, Tony Storm's gimmick only works in AEW, but could you imagine the gimmick in AEW with the production value of WWE?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Over the edge. That puts it right over the line. You know?
Yes,
Man.
that'd be over. That
So-
would definitely be huge.
Yes.
Survivor Series is in San Diego, guys.
Oh, 619. Raise Mysterio's home turf.
Uh-oh.
Mysterio Harm Turf.
hmm
Interesting.
Okay.
I will highly doubt I will be going to that one, but hey, if I hit the lottery from now until November, maybe we'll be in San Diego at Petco Park.
There you go.
But ladies and gentlemen, not only is today Monday Night Raw, the Raw after WrestleMania, today is also the first day in over 3,000 days that it is in fact Rusev Day.
Happy Rusev Day, everybody.
Happy Rusev Day. Coming back, he's no Bulgarian brute. He's no Russian tanks, no Russian model mouthpiece with him by his side. We've got just Rusev, the absolute tank that he is as a human being. So he destroys the Alpha Academy. I didn't like Otis get did in like that, but Rusev's back, fellas. Worst kept secret all WrestleMania weekend. What do you think about this, Derrick?
I really think it was a good move for Rusev to come back to WWE because I really think that he did good in AEW, but I think they really capped him down and really put a wet blanket on the Redeemer character. So that is just kind of like the last straw that at the time Miro felt like, you know what, I'm done. And it's like he had to do his thing, and it's good for him that he's back in WWE, so that way he get back to being back to Rusev. And I think it's going to be he's going to go back to where he started, and it's going to be a really good turnaround for him.
Absolutely. Shannon, Rusev Day is back. What do you got?
WWE gets a second chance to get it right with him because that was the shtick was with Rusev was that they didn't strike while the iron was hot with him when he came out of NXT. They put him in like a bunch of silly storylines. Like he came in a force and he wasn't. And then all of a sudden they just put him in goofy storylines and it made him lose relevance. And so he needed to change. He left, and then he found out, dang man, Tony Khan might not know what the heck to do with me. And so, you know what? And then they kept him on the shelf, and he couldn't work. It's kind of bad when you go to your boss and say, "Hey, I want to work," and your boss says no. And I'm like, "Well, why am I here?" Well, guess what? I'm out. And so he did what he did, and hopefully this is a chance for WWE to say, "Hey, this is what we have now. We have this guy here. What are we gonna do with him? And then you get it right this time. So let's see.
Can I ask something right quick? Just for a quick second. All right, y'all remember the match with Ricky Saints and Ethan Page?
Oh,
When you hear the crowd that said Tony fumbled,
Yes.
Yes.
that's what happened.
Yeah,
Yes.
they were
Tony
loud.
fumbled that.
He did.
Mhm.
Those chants at NXT Stand and Deliver were wild. That
good.
when they started
Yeah.
busting those out, I was sitting there and I was like, oh, this is what we're doing. And then they were like, thank you, Tony. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, you sickos. Okay. All right. I found the sickos.
Are you sure that they're developmental? I mean, are you sure?
Listen.
That's crazy to me.
At this point, listen, I may have had, it was 420 yesterday, so I may have consumed a little, a little something, a little electric lettuce.
Just leave it.
Okay.
You're still over there. You good?
Yeah, we're good. We're good on my side, So I've always had Charlie from It's Always Sunny with he's got the whiteboard of all the when that episode where he's trying to figure out.
Oh yeah, all the whole ideas. Yes.
Yeah. So from 2019 on, I have always said I was like, what if AEW was like a huge, just big, total secret agreement between WWE and Shad and Tony Khan as like where we're gonna talk shit on each other. We're gonna regrow professional wrestling. We're all gonna make billions of dollars, and we're gonna pretend that we have this beef. But in actuality, I'm gonna give you wrestlers after a certain amount of time. You're gonna give me wrestlers after a certain amount of time, and we're just gonna play this game for a couple of years and rebuild the general consensus and general media's perception of what professional wrestling is.
Yep.
That is like I might have been spoken a little bit too much, that hit my head a couple times, when I was growing up, where maybe there's a conspiracy there, but neither here nor there. Not going to get into that tonight.
Where's Jesse Ventura when you need him?
I mean, where is Jesse Ventura when you need him? That was one of the conspiracy theory. Jesse Ventura on True TV single-handedly.
There you go.
I am today. Listen, so Rusev Day is back. Lana has signed a Legends deal, fellas. So that probably means we won't be seeing Lana getting in the ring and getting put through tables for 10 weeks in a row. Thankfully.
I understand,
we go from that, and Shawn, what do you think, with Rusev here coming back to the fold in WWE?
I think it's good. Like I said, worst best secret. We all knew it was coming back. Either it was going to be Mania or the night after Mania. Rusev looks good, and I told you the gimmick's gone. He looks like a powerhouse, and a guy like Rusev is good because even when Vince threw all this stuff at him, like Shannon said, the goofy stuff, he got over a Rusev Day.
Yep.
The only thing missing was Aiden English, which I wish he would have left TNA in the commentary booth on Thursday night to come do the Happy Rusev Day to get him out there just for old time play. But I mean, he was the type of guy you could throw anything at him and he could make gold out of it.
He can make it work, yes.
Now you got him looking like a straight up killer, how he should have been booked from day one. Mm-hmm. So I think you got a good guy who could be a good mid-carder right now. And possibly if you need somebody, if Jey Uso's still the champion, you need somebody to go after Jey Uso, you can just slide him right in and elevate him to that spot. And now you got a good summer and fall of him going against Jey Uso where they get to be trading the title back and forth, or Jey getting a couple wins over him, Rusev get one, Jey get another one back. So they with Rusev.
Hey, I got a fancy booking for you guys. Rusev versus Jacob Fatu.
Rusev versus Oba Femi.
Oh, that's another good one.
Hey, Rusev better not go looking for Fatu. You don't go happy, don't you? Coast to coast, he gonna get his ass whooped.
There you go.
Y'all know what I mean?
I tell you.
Did someone tell Maya that Lana is back? I mean, someone better tell it. Never mind. I'm not going to make
it. Oh, Lord. Don't get
Cody said black and silver looks good on you, Mike. Listen, man. It ain't Kelly Green, but it'll do. It's WrestleMania in Vegas. I'll rep your black and silver for you. Don't worry.
All right.
I make it better than Antonio Brown made it look. Let's just say.
Yeah, that's a dig right there. Yeah, of course.
Talk about it straight.
He made a lot. He weighed a lot, and to be, for what it's worth, Mike wears the silver and black much longer than Antonio Brown,
Yeah.
and I give him credit for that.
Oh, I love it, guys. We got a new heavyweight champion, ladies and gentlemen, or the World Heavy Yeet Championship, Yeetabration. I just wanted to put yeet into the sentence as many possible times as I could here tonight, folks. So yeah, we got Yeeton, we got Sami Zayn, we got Jimmy Uso. It's a party, Oos. We're feeling Oosy here on the Nightcap, and so are they in the middle of Monday Night Raw in Las Vegas. So let's go to Podcast Smitty here. Podcast Smitty, Jey Uso is your World Heavyweight Champion. What do you think about tonight's segment here?
It was very nice putting everything together. Of course, when Sammy came out, I was a little worried. I was like, what's Sammy about to do? Because it looked like Sammy might tease a little something. I'm like, uh-oh, Sammy, are you trying to tell us something? Then he said, I'm very proud of you. It was a celebration, and his brother came out, and I was just like, you know what? Okay, cool. Because at first I was like, whoa, what we about to do here? What we about to do here? Sammy want the title. What Sammy want? Oh, man. But it was really, really good seeing that Jay's deserving of the title. Although I don't like how it was won. That's another story for another time. But Jay was deserving, and it was good. I just want to know what's going to happen next. Who's coming for the title? That's what I want to know.
I mean, in a perfect world, fellas, my fantasy booking is WrestleMania 42, Jey Uso versus Sami Zayn for the World Heavyweight Championship. That's my booking.
You know what? I think that might happen, Mike. I think that might happen.
That's my vibe. JS said Goldberg's going to return.
We'll return and get there. Come on now. Come, no.
Ew.
No way.
You want to see a crash out bigger than Karrion Kross's
and Lord.
Paul Heyman's
That will be
Nightcap tonight.
No.
That happens,
no.
every other word is going to be F. It's gonna start with an F and end in a K.
Prez, you gotta get that swear jar ready. Get that swear jar ready, Prez.
Take all your money.
Swear jar contain that. He's gonna need to get a swear trough because there is so much.
Be broke.
Yeah, I'll be broke. Broken than how Vegas.
Oh my goodness.
I was saying no, like Daniel Bryan to a Sami Zayn turn. Man, I don't even remember who started off with this. So whoever's next, let's go for it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Derrick. Take it away. Go.
All right. Yeah, I really think the celebration was really, really made for Jay. I mean, he really deserves that. I'm with Shannon on the how it ended, and that's kind of, we don't ever see Jay doing a submission move, to be honest. But the way, but like you said, it's something that's very unexpected. But hey, he won, he got the belt. Then it's a party.
Yeah.
Party. We eat. I yeeted everywhere. I yeeted on the Strip. I yeeted at the Fontainebleau. I yeeted at New York. I yeeted at the Excalibur, the Luxor. I yeeted at Mandalay Bay. I yeeted in Allegiant Stadium. I yeeted at the Spearmint Rhino. I yeeted everywhere.
Did you have some frosted yeast before you did it?
So unfortunately, I didn't see the frosted yeets at WWE World when I was there, or at the store, until like later in that week. And we flew to Vegas, so I was like, I'm not gonna bring a box of cereal. It's gonna be ruined. But I am gonna buy it off WWE Shop. And
All
when
right.
it does come, I will record, or I'll do it live on the fucking Nightcap. And I'll do a live taste testing
All right.
and see how the cereal is. I did not. I so wanted to get it, Derrick. I wanted to get those frosted eats so bad because, like, dude, in Vegas you don't eat like straight up. You guys, like, if you guys have ever been to Vegas, like, you just don't eat. You're living on casino dreams, some booze, maybe a little tequila, and
There you go.
a lot of nicotine. So yeah, you just going for it.
Hell yeah.
What else we got here? I'm losing track here. We got a lot to still get into, and we are burning the midnight oil literally.
Oh man, we got a Pat McAfee, man. Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Can we give a shout out to the commentary team?
Yes.
Even when
Yes.
Joe
Give
took
them
over,
props.
man, it still sounded good tonight. Him and Cole. And I got a little worried because both of them were play-by-play guys.
Yep.
Mhm.
And I thought they were going to kind of bump. But shout out to Cole for yielding to let Joe drive, and he just say, "Hey, I'll fall back, throw a little color in, then I'll back off." But
Yeah.
it was good, and that's you're gonna get McAfee and Gunther. That's coming down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, McAfee
Oh, yeah.
wants to get back in the ring.
Now here's the thing, fellas, is are they gonna write Pat off for commentary for a
That's
bit?
what I thought. He
Probably.
must got something
Probably.
coming up. He can't know.
Yeah.
Because what has he got coming up? Like that's the thing. Like, does he
The
have
draft,
Yeah, the
all the
draft.
draft
Thursday night
coverage.
they are doing.
Oh yeah, the draft. Yes.
NFL draft?
Yes.
So yes. So they're gonna let Joe Tessitore, they're gonna let Michael Cole and Corey Graves and those guys do their thing
Yes.
too, which that's cool right there. I love me some Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Joe. I was kind of question about Joe when he first started, but once he got in his groove, he's good. He's a really good play by play man. Pretty good dude.
Joe
I
do a little
love
bit of
Joe.
everything. Joe do a little bit of everything. He's got the UFL going on.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Joe got a full plate
Does
though.
college basketball.
He does.
You name it.
Joe does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's working. So that you can't. I mean, he always got something to do. You can't argue with Joe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He do be working. I love the detail
Yeah.
of him coming out, unprepared. Shirt not
looked-
tucked in, no
right.
tie.
It looked
just-
real.
Yeah, he's thugging it out, man.
That's the little
Yeah.
details that I
Yes.
personally really
And
like.
Yeah.
you can kind of hear the panic in his voice when he was trying to dial everything back in. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm here. Michael Cole's in the back checking on Pat. We're gonna try to get some order back here. We got this match with Dom and Penta coming up. I got to get my nose good. Like, those little small things, like you said, Mike, it just means so much on the presentation of the show.
Yes.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Any other thoughts here on Gunther putting Pat McAfee to sleep?
Yeah, he had to get his lick back after the other night, so he's gonna take it out on everybody. I think Gunther's just gonna be on like a 2-month long crash out and just choke everybody out.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't hope that he doesn't get so heavily involved, which we know this is where it's going to lead to him and Pat McAfee. I just hope it doesn't get so heavily involved that if you get that match with him and McAfee at SummerSlam, McAfee goes over on Gunther, then you really
Oh yeah.
have
Oh,
put a
yeah.
stain on him, like,
Right.
he's done. And no
Mhm.
disrespect to McAfee, but that's going to hurt him.
Oh yeah.
He's already
Don't
hurt
hurt him
him
a whole lot.
with Jay. That's going to be strike 3.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be. It's yeah. I mean, let's not even think about that. That's a thought I don't want to. I don't want
Yes.
to put out into the universe.
No. He want to open that
especially-
box.
Especially it's the WWE social media all over us. We've got ourselves an Intercontinental Championship match. Our new Intercontinental Champion, Dirty Dom, is defending here against Penta, El Zero Miedo. Fellas, what did you guys think here of the Intercontinental Championship match? Let's go to Shawn.
This match right here, I had ran down to go get some chips, go get some snacks, and I come back. Match is over. I had to rewind it back. Dom won the match, but I really thought this was going to take us to that 10:45, 10:50 break, and I'm coming back to matches over with. I knew Dom wasn't going to lose the title, number one. I really thought it was going to be the DQ, or either he gets himself counted out and kind of cowers his way out to the back to keep getting that heat. But good match right here. For him to beat Penta with JD helping for a pin, it just kind of puts some more clout on Don as IC champ that you got to take him as a true contender.
For real. For real. Yeah, so I really yes.
Now you're not gonna do like Dom.
Don't you do?
I don't know what happened to mouthing off with Mike. I'm meant to.
All right.
His, other brother. They lost me, on the East Coast.
What's up, man?
We got El Grande Americano,
Yeah.
I had to do it for the one time.
Of course, Chad. We don't know that. We know that.
I don't know what you're talking about, Derrick. I haven't seen Chad and El Grande Americano in the same place at the same time, so I really don't know. I don't know who's under the mask. I never know when you have a mask on. Who could it be?
There you go.
El Grande Americano, the best luchador ever to lace up his boots.
Oh my God!
I swear, man, he is gonna get that
oh
over,
my
man.
God! Oh my goodness!
I'm glad you didn't.
I don't know how Penta wrestles in this thing, man. Wow.
I'm glad you didn't put metal in the mask.
Oh, thank goodness! Thank goodness! Wow.
Oh man.
I mean, it's so much with El Grande, man, that I swear if we start talking about all the politically correct wrong things they're doing with that kid, it will get kicked off YouTube.
Oh my! We've been talking about this for a long time.
AI slop they presented tonight irritated me to no avail. Like that shit was so AI. That video package that they showed us.
Yes.
Like I was like, you sons of multi-billion-dollar company, multi-billion.
Oh man!
And you can't pay an editor, a graphic designer.
Wow, man!
I think that's what they're trying to get at. It's like it's so bad, like they got to do it. Like it's so bad, It's like make this the worst possible way that we can, and I think that adds to the character because intangibles add to certain characters. And we all know this is a farce. We know this character is a farce.
Oh my God! Yeah,
it as farce as you can, and that's what they're doing. So I'm like, okay.
I mean, I don't know how we got a Grande Americano. I love it.
I love it. I love it, man.
They're gonna milk this thing until it's done. I'm telling you.
When we come to work today, man, and the only thing we're talking about WrestleMania is Americana El Grande.
Oh, we laugh.
Oh,
I was
my God.
I'm like, WWE, you have struck lightning in a bottle with this one.
Oh, boy, I'm telling you.
We had so much fun with that on my job, man. We were like, so wrong, but
but it's so wrong. But they're making it work. So hey, I mean, I just can't compete with that.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it right now. Americano El Grande will be on the South Park episode this upcoming season. They're definitely gonna do something.
I already know it's gonna be there. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's definite. I already know. Yeah, it's gonna be there. Yeah, it's good.
I will say I don't think the man that we saw return tonight here in the main event of Raw would maybe fit in that mask. JD McDonough is back here on Raw. The Judgment Day did not implode, but instead,
not yet.
That's right.
Instead, they've gained.
They're hanging on.
A puzzle piece here. I hated seeing Penta lose here, fellas. I didn't like it, but shout out Dirty Dom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's doing it on his own, and it's only a matter of time before he has Judgment Day. It's only a matter of time. You're looking at Finn, and you're seeing You know, you looked at Finn, what he wore, you know, in the ring.
Yep.
You can tell what he wore. You got to look at, you know, the attire. You know, that's
Yes.
the proof is, you know, with what they wear to the ring, and you see Finn was modest and didn't wear anything extravagant or Judgment Day like, and you know the way his body was, you know, with the rest of Judgment Day, like he was turned away from them. That's certain shots. There were certain shots where it was them, and then Finn was kind of like over to the right, and you know, it's gonna happen.
And what would be even better with it is like what Carlito said, everybody has titles but me and you.
Yeah.
If him and JD go to NXT and win the NXT tag title, then you definitely start see that implosion coming right there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes. Yes, definitely. And and like I say, it's only a matter of time because you can tell the expression that Finn was having. I mean, he's still kind of distraught about what happened when he had the pin, he had the win, and then Dom did a splash on top of him and then pin him. And then that really got him feeling some kind of way.
Oh yeah.
Lie, cheat, steal.
There you go.
You gotta love Finn going, oh yeah, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Yeah, that you think, yeah, okay, Finn. Yeah, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Ass, bro. You're fucking pissed. You're literally looking at the next opportunity where you can get this guy and stab him in the back. Watch out, Dom. Watch out for the chicken nuggets, man. Don't let Finn get you any chicken nuggets, bro, because he might be poisoned. And, you know, we got to get to it, man. This is the biggest thing of the night. Let's end it with this.
Oh.
Wow.
Fellas. Man.
That's a
Okay. Let's we're not going to talk about it. Everybody just watched it. So let's finish off with pure and utter speculation. Will anyone else join this Paul Heyman group?
Yes.
Shawn. Oh, Shannon. Let's go. What do you got?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. My bad.
You're good.
But yes. And you know the funny part about it is that's just it. We don't know. So that's what it looks like right now. I don't think Cena will, but I mean, anybody have an idea?
When I look at that, the first thing that comes to my mind is Paulie E, Dangerous, back in WCW with the Dangerous Alliance.
Dangerous Alliance 2.0. I was thinking about that just now when you say that, Shawn.
Bobby Eaton and Stunning Steve Austin.
Yeah.
These two right here is the new 2025 version of the Dangerous Alliance with more people in it. I would not be surprised if Becky gets in this alliance and a few more mid-carders that they can pick up and just build with it. You need two guys as a tag. That was Bobby and Larry Zbyszko. You need a mid-carder. That was Stunning Steve Austin back then. Double A was your enforcer and Rick Rude was your heavyweight guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
That's it right there.
I can see it. I definitely, I got to piggyback with you, Shawn, because that's exactly what I was thinking. Dangerous Alliance 2.0. I mean, it's what Heyman is doing right now. I mean, he's really the chicken crap heel classic, but he is a puppet master. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly who to control and who to navigate with, and make it to a group like that. I mean, you just can't help but to just give Heyman props on what he's doing, because you know he's the best at what he does.
Oh yeah!
Wow,
I
like that.
He played a subordinate role for a little while with Roman Reigns, and you know, it comes a time with managers where they have to play that backseat to the big star, but then later on it's like, okay, you had your time and now it's my turn. I'm gonna build these guys. You know, James J. Dillon and the Four Horsemen, you know, so I'm gonna build these guys and this is what we're gonna do. And you're like, huh? Here we are. You know, it was only a matter of time because, you know, we saw this out of Paul Heyman, of course, with him being inducted in the Hall of Fame. You know, it was only a matter of time for it. It's like, okay, he's going to start breaking out of this whole thing. He's gonna bust out the bloodline, and then here we go, because he's making these guys. Roman Reigns, was a product of Paul Heyman, and CM Punk. All those guys were products of Paul Heyman. Who have I not been a product of? Oh, Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins.
So,
I love the Dangerous Alliance shout. I think that is probably the direction they're headed with this.
Yeah.
Becky, love it. Becky needs to be in this group. There needs to be some sort of women representation, I think. It's a modern era of professional wrestling. I think it makes sense to have men and women in the same faction. Now, those women, I mean, if you want to get crazy, I'd love to maybe say, there's 3 names off the top of my head. Obviously, Becky is number 1. Put her already in the faction. Out of these 3 names, I'd like to see maybe one of them additionally. Natalya.
Ooh.
Shayna Baszler.
Shayna Baszler. Yes. Shayna Baszler.
Yes.
Or
Baszler. Yes.
or Zoe Stark.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Great choices.
Men. All ego Ethan Page.
That's the
My
one.
boy. Yes.
That's the
My
one.
boy. Yes. Yes. I can see that. Definitely.
That's your stunning Steve Austin right there.
Hey.
That's your
That's
workhorse.
Hey.
Yes, do a verse. Yes.
I can dig that. I can see All Ego, or I can see Rick Saints in there.
Ricky Saints.
Rick Saints.
Okay.
Or Carmelo Hayes. I can see Carmelo Hayes.
Carmelo's a good one. Yes. That's another good one, yeah.
And I really want this alliance to come maybe about 6-8 months ago, because I really had one person I wanted to put with Paul Heyman. I just felt like he would flourish, but right now he's a luchador. Chad Gable needed somebody like Paul Heyman in a faction like this, where he didn't have to be the main focal point, but he could be that guy in that group that you need to go put on a 5-star match with somebody and not have to use yourself, Rollins, use the page. See, they put on that 5-star match to keep them, make people think like, man, this group is really got great wrestlers with good talent.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely a chat. Because I'm already know that Chad Gable, he's a wrestling machine regardless. And we did look at his body of work with all his matches that he's been doing. He had his bouts with Gunther, and there were classics. And just to see how he's been doing it for so long, and he's still making some great chemistry in the ring. You can't beat that. Can't beat it.
Not at all.
Chad's a good name to put in the mix here too. When we look at it, WrestleMania Raw tonight, probably the best WrestleMania after Raw we have had under the Triple H era. Agree or disagree, guys?
Oh, agree.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely agree. Absolutely.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And fellas, we're out of time here on the Nightcap, folks. Time flies when you're having fun here with your friends. I need to talk professional wrestling, so I'm going to go ahead one by one. They're going to tell you where you can follow them, what they've got coming down the pipeline, and then we'll go ahead and I will send you guys home. So Derrick, tell the people where they can follow you. Tell the people what you got cooking.
All right, you can follow me on TikTok and Instagram under Devastator_Derrick78. That's what you see on the screen right there. Or you can follow me on X. It's DVSTR_Derrick78. And of course, you can find me on YouTube with Derrick's Wrestling Tours and Tees. And what I have on the pipeline for this coming week, I will do an old school wrestler episode. So stay tuned.
All right. I like it, Derrick. So, guys, make sure you go subscribe. Go search on YouTube, Derrick's Wrestling Toys and Tees. Go follow him on social media. Go show some love to Devastator Derrick. Next up here, my Boom Boys, Boom Tag Team, as I'll call them here tonight. We've got Shawn here. Shawn, tell the people what you got cooking.
Mike, before I give out my social medias, can I make one plea for the Dangerous Alliance to one group that I know is probably watching the Nightcap tonight? North Carolina's own FTR. Not telling you guys lead AEW, but right now would be a good time to get the WWE, get Paul Heyman, and get in this group and cook every Monday night. Guys,
revival.
if you're watching the Nightcap, Look at those contracts and see if it's time to get out and get over to WWE. Because Paul's got something cooking, and you guys could definitely be a part of something big over there with it. But
yeah, I can see
week coming out on Thursday, we're talking about some shows that still are on the chopping block. One of those shows is on order. We know it's not going nowhere, but it has not been renewed yet. So we'll be talking about that then on Saturday. WOD will just be talking everything going on with wrestling this past week. You can find that Sports with Luke.
At Sports with Luke, folks. And last but not least, of course, my main man, Shannon Smith, Podcast Biddy. What's going on?
And you can find me on X. I've kind of been scrolling a little bit. I can actually be on a podcast and actually be on my laptop at the same time. This thing is actually working. I'm glad, so really, really good. But tomorrow's episode of Quick Hits, I'll be breaking down the first round, the first games of the first round of the NBA playoffs. Also with the NHL playoffs, giving my predictions of who's going to win the first round. And of course, I couldn't leave out my fair or foul with WrestleMania 41. So that'll be on tomorrow's episode of Quick Hits. I think that Friday is going to be my actual day to drop the cast. So working on that. It won't be this Friday. It'll probably be the next Friday that I drop. But I might throw a Tuesday show in there if the press allows it. So you might see me drop on Tuesdays, but mostly it'll be Fridays at 12 p.m. on Boom Broadcasting. As always, professional wrestling is the ultimate gentleman's sport. I'm a fan of sport. I'm Shannon Smith. This is Quick Hit.
I love it, fellas. And of course, for me, ladies and gentlemen, you can follow me at AdamOWM_podcast, Mouthing Off with Mike Wrestling Podcast on YouTube. I do have some stuff coming down the pipeline here this week. I got to comb through all my footage, got to put it up together, make it nice and polished off for all of you guys. I don't need you to see, unpolished footage of Vegas because you never know what you're going to get there. So I will be showing you guys all of the WrestleMania Superstar merch here. As you can see, I'm already rocking my WrestleMania jersey. We were able to get them customized this year at WrestleMania Superstore, which I thought was pretty cool. I had to throw the podcast on. And then, of course, guys, we have Mouthing Off with Mike Wrestling Podcast. I've got the week vlog here. So we're going to put all the footage together so you guys can see exactly how each day here went for me. And I don't have it created just yet here. My graphic designer is taking a little snooze right now. But I want to do something unique and I want to do something cool, a little bit kind of playing into, what I do for a living when it comes to finance and things like that. So I wanted to kind of break down and show you guys and everyone else watching, how much it does in fact cost to go to WrestleMania. So I'm going to break it down for you guys. I'm going to show you guys how I attack the budget, for WrestleMania, show you guys how I break it all down, show you kind of, some good ways to, if, let's say you do want to go to a WrestleMania in the future, maybe my way works for you. There's a lot of different ways to do things, but maybe this is the way for you. So I'll break it all down, give you the numbers. We're going to put on a little, throw some numbers together here for you. No Steiner math. Mouthing Off with Mike math.
No Steiner math involved.
Steiner math, but we do have breaking news to end the show, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going home. The Rock will be on the Pat McAfee show tomorrow. That son of a bitch can't show up to WrestleMania, but he can show up for Pat McAfee show on a random Tuesday. So we're going to find out what the final boss, The Rock, whatever, has to say about Gunther's attack on Pat McAfee. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, this has been my panel. Go follow them. This has been the Nightcap. I'm Mouthing Off with Mike. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.